Have you ever paused to wonder why your hard work often goes unnoticed? You invest your time, energy, and passion into everything you do, yet all you get in return is silence. Or, even more frustrating, people start treating you like a given, as if your efforts are just expected and nothing special. Sound familiar? Maybe you're sensing a lack of appreciation at home, in your job, or even among your closest friends, and it's beginning to feel burdensome. Let's be real. How often have you caught yourself thinking, what's the point of trying if no one even notices? And perhaps you've seen your ideas brushed aside, even though you know they're truly worthwhile. If this hits close to home, rest assured, you're far from alone. Millions of people grapple with these same emotions every day, but here's the encouraging part. It doesn't have to stay this way. Watch through to the end of this video, and you'll gain real insight into why this happens and how to turn things around. Ready to discover how to command the respect and value your contributions deserve? Let's get started. Take a moment to reflect right now. When was the last time you went out of your way to do something meaningful for someone, only to be met with nothing more than silence? Or when your thoughts were dismissed without a second glance? It's disheartening, isn't it? But let's explore the reasons behind these moments and how we can address them head-on. In this discussion, I'm not just going to outline why people often overlook those closest to them. I'll share practical steps that can help you transform the dynamic entirely. Picture a world where your contributions are acknowledged, your insights are truly heard, and you're held in high regard, not because you insist on it, but because it comes naturally from others. By the end of this video, you'll grasp why you're sometimes underappreciated and discover ways to reshape how people perceive you. This isn't some mystical solution. It's straightforward actions you can put into practice starting today. Are you set? Then let's dive in. Family can be a fertile ground for disagreements and a profound sense of being overlooked. It's far more than just the comfort of warm embraces and shared meals around the table. At times, it evolves into a genuine battleground where tensions flare and your dedicated efforts fade into the background. Why does this occur? It's because we naturally seek understanding and encouragement from those closest to us, and when those expectations go unmet, the disappointment strikes with unexpected force. Let's unpack this dynamic together and recognize that if you ever feel undervalued, you're not isolated in that experience, and you're certainly not at fault. I'll share 4 examples. Maybe you'll find echoes of your own story in them. The faulty washing machine. You generously surprised your son and daughter-in-law with a brand new washing machine as a New Year's gift, dedicating half of your retirement savings to it and feeling a warm sense of joy that it would lighten their daily load. Yet during a recent family gathering, she openly voiced her dissatisfaction to everyone present, declaring that the appliance was excessively noisy, prone to breakdowns, and that it would have been far better if the parents had consulted us on the choice instead of giving us this unreliable piece. Now, it sits idly in the bathroom, simply occupying space, and they're hesitant to part with it simply because it came from you. As you remain seated among the guests, a profound wave of humiliation washes over you. Doratu 2, the apartment of contention. You've carefully divided your apartment into equal shares among your 3 daughters, with the hope of treating everyone justly and avoiding any hurt feelings. Yet, your eldest daughter has suddenly voiced her discontent, arguing that the arrangement is unfair since she earned at least half through the years she devoted to looking after her younger siblings while you were busy with work. These days, she's hardly reaching out anymore, skipping visits entirely, and even your once close son-in-law, with whom you shared such warm bonds, has started to pull away. It's a deep-seated ache in your heart. You meant to create harmony for all, but it has only bred division. 3. An unfortunate vacation as a gift. For your son's special birthday milestone, you chose to surprise him with a thoughtful getaway, a seaside trip for him and his wife. You had been setting aside money for months, filled with excitement at the idea of them finally enjoying some well-deserved relaxation. Yet after they came back, your daughter-in-law was disappointed, complaining that the hotel wasn't right on the beachfront and the water felt too cold. Now she's sharing with all the family members that it would have been wiser if you'd simply given them the cash instead. It tugs at your heart with a deep sense of frustration. So much effort put in, only to be met with complaints rather than appreciation. 4. The flawed Dhaka renovation. We chose to lend a hand to our son's young family by taking on the full cost of renovating their country house. With careful thought, we picked out appealing wallpapers and arranged for comfortable furniture, all in the hope of creating a warm and inviting space for the children. Yet to our surprise, my daughter-in-law began sharing with everyone she knew that the parents had carried out a tasteless and inexpensive overhaul, insisting it throws off her entire vibe, and declaring that she'd now have to start fresh from the ground up. It's truly disheartening. We poured in so much effort, resources, and even our own well-being, only to receive no thanks, just endless complaints and dissatisfaction. Let's explore why people often fail to appreciate others and what we can do to address it. I'll break it down into 4 main reasons, offering a practical solution for each one. Stay engaged with this, as it has the potential to reshape your life. 1. You're too accessible. If you're constantly on standby, always eager to lend a hand, offer an ear, or handle tasks that aren't yours, people begin to overlook your efforts. Why does this happen? It simply turns into an expectation for them. Think of yourself as water from a tap. While it's freely flowing, nobody pauses to value it. But shut it off, and its importance becomes crystal clear. So, what's the way forward? Start by making yourself less readily available. Don't rush to respond to every demand. When someone seeks your assistance, take a moment to reflect. Is this truly my responsibility? If it's not, respond with kindness and firmness. For instance, I'm focused on my own commitments right now. Perhaps we can explore another option. 2. You don't set boundaries. When you hold back from saying no, others start to push their luck. They demand more and more, while appreciating your efforts less with every ask. Without clear boundaries, it's like leaving your door unlocked. Anyone can wander in and take what they please. So what's the solution? Draw some lines in the sand. Figure out what truly works for you and what doesn't. For instance, if work keeps pulling you in after hours, make it clear. I don't handle calls after 6. That's my time to recharge. In the end, people hold in high regard those who value their own space. 3. You're silent about your needs. If you keep your needs to yourself, others won't have a clue what you're looking for. Do you hope people will just notice your hard work and offer a simple thank you on their own? Unfortunately, that's not how things go. We can't read each other's minds, no matter how close we are. So, what's the next step? Start opening up and sharing. If you feel unappreciated, address it honestly, but with a calm tone. For example, you might say, I'm putting in the effort for our shared goals, and it would mean a lot if that got some recognition. This isn't about complaining. It's a mature way to connect and communicate. 4. You're not showcasing your value. Many of us lean toward being too humble. We hesitate to come across as boastful, so we stay silent about our achievements. Yet, if you don't speak up about your contributions, who will step in to highlight them? The key is to emphasize your successes. Did you wrap up a tough project? Bring it to light. For example, you might say, I finished this report and it really helped us save time. It's not about self-promotion. It's simply sharing a straightforward fact. Help others see the impact you make. Imagine yourself as a rare vintage wine. If you pour it out for every passerby, its unique flavor goes unappreciated. But if you reserve it for special moments, people will eagerly anticipate it. Or think about dining out. The complimentary bread on the table rarely gets any praise, while the dishes people pay for earn genuine thanks to the chef. Your time and effort aren't like that free offering. Make sure people recognize their true worth. How often do you realize you're giving more than you're receiving? Or maybe you're reluctant to say no out of fear that others won't understand. Take a moment to reflect on this now. Let me share a tale with you. There was a man we'll call John. Approaching his mid-40s, he worked as a manager in a modest firm. Every day, he'd arrive at the office before anyone else and leave long after the lights dimmed, taking on far more than his role demanded. He lent a hand to his colleagues with their projects, pitched fresh ideas during meetings. But what did he gain in return? Precious little. His hard work was taken for granted, overlooked by his boss, and simply expected by his peers. John began to feel like a shadow in the room, invisible and undervalued. Yet one day, John reached his limit. He was tired of fading into the background, so he resolved to shift his approach. He stopped automatically saying yes to every request and started drawing boundaries, politely declining tasks that went beyond his duties. For instance, when a colleague asked him to finish a report over the weekend, John replied, "I'm sorry, but I've got my own commitments. Let's explore other ways to handle this." He slowed his pace, focusing more sharply on his own responsibilities, and when sharing ideas, he backed them with solid evidence and examples, making them harder to dismiss. And here's what happened. In just a month, things turned around. His colleagues started respecting his time and boundaries, his boss began to listen more closely to his input, and after 3 months, John earned a well-deserved promotion. He hadn't increased his workload, he'd simply demonstrated that his time and efforts held real value. So, what key lessons have we uncovered today? Just because others don't value you doesn't mean you're without worth. Perhaps you're too readily available, overlook setting personal boundaries, keep your needs unspoken, or simply don't highlight your true strengths. But the good news is, these patterns can be transformed. Start with small, meaningful steps. Learn to say no in moments where you once said yes. Establish clear boundaries to ensure people respect your time. Open up about what truly matters to you and feel empowered to share your accomplishments. Once you begin to honor your own value, those around you will naturally align and appreciate you more. Thank you for sharing this time with me.